I want to talk about the volume profile. Volume profile is very underrated, very slept on. What is a volume profile? Volume profile is a market analysis tool used to visualize where trading activity has occurred across different price levels. It also organizes traded volume horizontally by price rather than over time, like the TPO does. If you haven't looked at that TPO video, make sure you do go look at that video. It reveals where the market has facilitated the most and least amounts of trades. Some key components on the VP are the value area, high volume nodes, low volume nodes, shelves, and ledges, which are my favorite. Shelves and ledges are what I use the most. What I use least are low volume nodes and high volume nodes. The value area represents the range of price or the range of prices where the majority of trading activity has occurred during a given session. It reflects the zone in which buyers and sellers were most willing to transact, indicating broad agreement on price and efficient trading facilitation. So as you can see, I have like boxes. A lot of people have lines. But the higher this box would be the value area high, the lower this box would be the value area low. But this box in general, or the whole value area, just shows where the most amount of trading activity has happened. In this case, I have it on 70%, so it's showing me 70% of the full volume profile range or the full day. The value area is commonly defined as the range that contains approximately 70% of the session's total traded volume. At the center of this range is the point of control, which I have in white, which marks the price level where the highest concentration of volume is. The upper boundary is the value area high, and the lower boundary is the value area low, which you can see here, the high and the low. High volume nodes are price areas where significant amount of volume has been traded, indicating strong agreement between buyers and sellers. When price is trading inside a high volume node, the market is typically in a balance and efficiently facilitating trades. The upper and lower extremes of a high volume node are especially important as they define the limits of acceptance or rejection for that value area. So we can see here we have a high volume node. We can see another high volume node here. This would be high volume node here. Another high volume node here. And you can see how we rejected off of that today. High volume node here. High volume node here. Nice little rejection off of this high volume node and the PLC. Those were just brief visualized representations of a high volume node. Next, I'm going to talk about the low volume nodes. Low volume nodes are price areas where relatively little volume has been traded, indicating limited agreement between buyers and sellers. When price enters in the low volume node, the market is typically in an imbalanced state. Because participation was previously low, these areas offer little structure, support, or resistance. As a result, price often either rejects the level quickly or travels the level through the low volume node rapidly until it reaches an area of higher participation. So we can see here, draw it out for you. Boom, low volume node. We can see low volume node in between here. We can also see low volume node in between here. Now, my favorite, shelves and ledges. A shelf is a price area where volume expands and stabilizes, indicating increased acceptance in trade facilitation. These areas often represent established value and can act as zones where price slows or rotates when revisited. Ledges are simply the outer edges of shelves where volume drops off quickly, the boundaries where acceptance transitions into rejection. Or, how I usually like to tell people, a simplified version is a ledge is a quick drop off of volume and a shelf is a fading zone of volume. Or a fading, yeah. So here, let's look at this value area low we have here. We can see how volume fades down. Y'all see that, right? So my level would be probably here. Boom, that's a nice little shelf we have right there. We could see some previous reactions off of that shelf as well. And then ledges would be a quick drop off or a cut off of volume. So you can see here at this value area high, we just have a sharp cutoff of volume. So see how volume just, see how volume is picked up and then just cuts off immediately. Sorry, that was a bit bad, but you can see a big difference between this here, sharp cutoff, and this here, fading volume. Now, in terms of using, these components or shelves and ledges, at least what I use, I would say look into AMT. That's all you need. Volume profile, TPO, to find where acceptance or rejection is, AMT, to understand the context of the auction, and the DOM or footprint as your entry confirmation. It's all you need to order flow. It's all you need to become profitable in order flow, with order flow. Nothing more, nothing less. No need to overcomplicate it. I hope this video helps, and I hope all of the other videos help. And don't think you need to overcomplicate any of this, because it is not as hard as you may think. It's not as hard as it may be seen on other people's charts. Trust me, it's not.